So let's go talk about properties of logarithms. Roman numeral 1, apply the product, quotient, and power properties of logs. There are three properties that you're going to need to know. Let b, x, and y be positive real numbers, and b can't be equal to 1, and p be any real number. Why do you have to say stuff like that? This base down here, the base has to be any positive number, but it can't be 1. So b can either be let me say that again. B can either be bigger than 1 or between 0 and 1. Okay, if you're taking the log of a product, the log of x times y, you can split it up and say that it's log x plus log y. That's the first property. If you're taking the log of a product, you can write it as the sum of two logs. Log base b of x times y is log base b of x plus log base b of y. If you have the log of a quotient, log base b of x divided by y, you can write that as log base b of x minus log base b of y. So the log of a quotient is the difference between two logs. Got it? Log base b of x to a power p. That p sprouts legs and walks out front. You can write it as p times log base b of x. So I'm going to tell you that p sprouts legs and walks itself out front. Over to the side, log base b of x plus y. If you have the log of a sum, can you write that as log base b of x plus log base b of y? It's a trick question. What is this equal to?
0.
Log base b of x plus log base b of y is equal to log base b of x times y. So, if you see log base b of x plus y, a sum here, you cannot write it as the sum of two logs. You can't do that. Again, the log of a sum of two things is just the log of a sum of two things. You cannot expand it. You leave it alone. If you have the log of a product, it's the sum of two logs. If you have the log of a quotient, it's the difference of two logs. If you have the log of something raised to a power, that power can sprout legs and walk out front. Got it? P times, yep. Okay, let's go apply some of these things. Log base 4 of 16 times a. Do you see that multiplication there? So I'm going to expand that as log base 4 of 16, what? Plus log base 4 of a. Now, log base 4 of 16, do you see that you can write 16 as 4 squared? So I'm going to write that as log base 4 of 4 squared plus log base 4 of a. Why did I want to write it that way? What is log base 4 of 4 raised to the second power? You remember that you had a rule that said log base b of b to the x is x. That was the rule. So what is this going to be equal to? 2. Good. So number 1 simplifies to 2 plus log base 4 of a. You're done. Number 2. Log of 12 CD. What base is understood to be there? Do you need to write base 10? You don't have to. You can if you want to, but you don't have to because it's understood to be base 10. How would I expand log of 12 CD? You see the multiplication there? So I would write that as log 12 plus log C plus log D. I expanded this product by writing it as sums of logs. Got it? Go on to number 3. Log base 6 of 8 over x. I want to expand it. I'm taking the log of a quotient. I can do subtraction, exactly. So I'm going to write that as log base 6 of 8 minus log base 6 of x. That's it. Number 4, the natural log of the quotient e over 12. I can write it as the natural log of e minus the natural log of 12. And what is the natural log of e? What does that simplify to? Just 1. And why? Because natural log of e is log base e of e, right? And that's understood to be the exponent of 1. So log base e of e to the 1 is 1. Or you can just remember that natural log of e is 1. Next set of examples. Apply the power property of logs. Natural log of x to the 4th power. What happens to that 4th power? It sprouts legs and walks out front. So ln of x to the 4th becomes 4 times ln x. You got it. Number 6, natural log of the 5th root of x to the 4th. Over to the side, the 5th root of x to the 4th I can write as x to the 4th to the what power? How do I do the 5th root? 1/5, good. When I have a power to a power, what do I do to those powers? Multiply. 4 times 1/5 is 4/5. So I have the natural log of x to the 4/5. What happens to that power? It can move out front. So I get 4/5 ln x.